All right, let's open up a case file. Today, we're diving deep into a high-stakes cybercrime investigation, one that pushed a digital asset platform right to the edge of disaster. So how can just one single user threaten an entire platform? It's a huge question in the crypto space. You might think, hey, one bad apple is just a drop in the ocean, right? But what happens when that one user is actually just the tip of a very, very dangerous iceberg? And when I say billion, I mean a billion with a B. We are not exaggerating that number. This isn't just a story about a few suspicious transactions. This is about a massive, hidden network moving insane amounts of dirty money. We're talking about huge regulatory, legal, and reputational risks for a major platform.
So, where does a story like this even begin? Well, like a lot of them, it starts with a single urgent call. A client had stumbled upon a thread of suspicious activity, and they knew they had to figure out just how deep the rabbit hole went.
They noticed some, let's call it troubling, user activity. And in their world, troubling can go to catastrophic in a heartbeat. They knew they were sitting on a ticking time bomb and had to understand the full scale of their exposure before it was too late. Now this is where it gets wild. Look at this list of initial red flags. This wasn't just some gut feeling. Their first look uncovered ties to a massive Cambodian syndicate, overlaps with addresses already on law enforcement's radar, and even links to terrorist financing and a sanctioned exchange called Garandex. I mean, this was a five-alarm fire from the get-go.
So, faced with this absolute mess, the client did the smart thing. They brought in the experts. Let's dig into how Chainlab's investigations started to untangle this incredibly complex knot.
They didn't just go in blind. Chainlabs has this super methodical four-step framework. And you need that kind of process, because in the world of cybercrime, you can't just follow a hunch. You need a system that brings clarity to the chaos. So they started with on-chain tracing, then moved to cluster and behavioral analysis, and finished by mapping it all to real-world groups.
First up, on-chain tracing. Think of this as digital forensics 101. It's like following a trail of digital breadcrumbs. Every transaction on the blockchain is out there in the open, and by mapping the flow of funds, investigators can literally draw a picture of a criminal's financial moves.
And here's the secret sauce: cluster analysis. This is a total game changer. You see, one person might use dozens, maybe hundreds of different wallets to try and cover their tracks. Well, cluster analysis uses some really advanced tech to group all those addresses together, proving they're all controlled by the same person or group. It's how you connect the dots and reveal the real network hiding in plain sight.
So, they had the tools. They were on the trail. And what they were about to find? Well, it was bigger than anyone could have possibly imagined.
The first big discovery was staggering on its own. Over $11 million flowing into the suspects' accounts. And this was cash coming directly from high-risk sources. We're talking scams, fraud, you name it.
But hold on, that 11 million, that was nothing. It was just the front door. Using that cluster analysis we talked about, Chainlabs uncovered the entire hidden network this user was part of. And that network had processed over, wait for it, $1 billion in illicit funds. The scale is just mind-blowing.
So, here's the big takeaway. The initial suspicious account wasn't the problem itself, it was the gateway. This one user was the entry point for a massive global money laundering syndicate to get onto the platform.
Okay, so finding a billion-dollar problem is one thing, but what do you do about it? This is where the investigation pivots from just finding facts to giving the client the tools they needed to take decisive action.
And the results were incredibly thorough. Chainlabs didn't just write a report, they delivered a full solution. They confirmed direct ties to sanctioned groups, mapped out the entire billion-dollar network, sniffed out every single related account on the client's platform, and, maybe most importantly, packaged everything up into a law enforcement-ready evidence bundle. This let the client act, and act fast.
This quote from the case file just nails it, right? It says, their work empowered the client to act before regulators raised concerns. By getting out ahead of it, the client protected their platform, their users, and of course their own reputation. You know, a case like this is a huge wake-up call. It's a stark reminder of the risks hiding just beneath the surface of the digital world. And it leaves us with one really critical question to think about. In a world built for speed and anonymity, do you really know who's on the other side of your transaction?